Hello, beautiful soul. You are not broken. You're just buried. Buried beneath the noise, the pace, the patterns that don't leave room for your truth to rise. If you've ever felt that no protocol, pill, or pep talk could shift the heaviness in your bones, stay here. I'm confident about what's really holding you back. You need time and space to heal. Not more doing and not more fixing, but space to listen and time to remember. If you truly desire healing, this is where it begins, right here with me, allowing truth to be remembered and unlayering what was never yours to carry. Many of us believe we had a good, loving childhood, but we did not recognize the energetic distortions we inherited. Not as a child, not even as an adult. And today I'm going to show you how grief, shame, suppression, and anxiety, passed down womb to womb, can manifest as chronic fatigue, inflammation, or autoimmune conditions. These are not just feelings. This is chemistry. This is energy. Stay with me for a personal story of rebirth, a simple acupressure ritual, and a 963 hertz frequency transmission that will open your crown. Make time, create space. Come heal with me. Welcome back, beautiful soul. You're listening to episode 32 of the Natural Healing at Your Fingertips podcast, and this is episode 2 of the Soul Contract of Healing miniseries. As you step onto the quantum collective healing path, know that each insight you claim supports the whole. This episode will open the door to your deepest healing yet, a spiritual shift that's been reverberating across the planet, an energy that has intensified. It's not subtle anymore. It arises from the depths when the surface gets cracked. What has been buried doesn't stay buried. Your fears, your doubts, your inner wounds, they don't stay quiet. They rise, they ache, they speak. Let yourself breathe, even when the emotions surge. Your soul is strong enough now to witness them. Today we're unraveling one of the most important truths of your healing journey. Your symptoms are not random. They are the map. What you've been feeling in your body, brain fog, fatigue, digestive distress, muscle pain, joint pain, burnout, anxiety, it's not just your own. You are the vessel through which generations of unprocessed emotions are trying to be seen, felt, and released. It's time we speak this truth out loud. You may still be carrying the emotional chemistry your mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother never got to process that came through your father, and their father. Grief, shame, suppression, the need to be silent, the belief that there wasn't time to feel, let alone time to heal. Their unresolved pain has become your baseline, not because of blame, but because of biology. Every one of us carries the imprint of our ancestral alchemy, passed down not only through our mothers, but through our fathers as well. Each parent, drawing from their own mothers' and fathers' legacies, bequeaths emotions and beliefs and cellular memories into their children. While we honor the powerful matrilineal line, we also recognize that fathers bring both maternal and paternal inheritances into this lineage. And this work of transmutation is for every scared and sensitive child, regardless of gender, who has ever searched for a way home. We are all in this together. And I always have remembered hearing that every old man or woman simply wants their mother. And in that unity, we can each pause to listen and make time and space to heal ourselves, which in turn heals the whole world. Today, I'm going to show you how these emotions translate into chemistry and how that chemistry manifests as inflammation, autoimmunity, and the exhaustion you haven't been able to shake. This is your permission slip to heal. Make time, create space, heal with me. Let me walk you through the gateway. Every emotion carries a chemical signature. Grief releases cortisol and inflammatory cytokines. Suppression creates stagnation in the liver meridian. And shame floods your body with survival stress, pulling energy away from your immune and reproductive systems. If this chemistry gets released in a healthy way, through tears, the way the soul speaks, through breath, movement, and your voice, it's transmuted. But if it gets trapped, it embeds in your fascia, your gut lining, your mitochondria, the powerhouse of every cell. It slows down detox pathways. It weakens your boundaries. And it becomes the inflammation that wakes you up at 3 a.m. That emotional pattern becomes a chronic condition. And if no one in your family had the time, space, or tools to release it, it becomes yours. But here's the sacred truth. You are the Chrysalis generation. We are. We're not here to carry the weight. We are here to transform it. And inside you are imaginal cells, the blueprints of possibility, the codes of sacred sight. And just like the caterpillar dissolves into goo before reforming into a butterfly, you too must unbecome what was never yours, so you can remember who you are. Make time and create the space to heal yourself. I remember a time in my own journey when all I wanted to do was lay on the couch, though I never did. Every test came back normal, but I felt anything but. I didn't know then that what I was feeling wasn't just exhaustion, it was chemistry. And chemistry formed by years of silence, inherited grief, and emotions I never named. I kept pushing out of devotion. I kept persevering and performing, trying to prove the struggle was real, and trying to make daily progress while something inside me was slowly unraveling. I was helping other people struggle. It was real, and I wanted to help make that better. I was devoted in my caring and my nourishing nature. And there were days I felt like the hamster on the hamster wheel, typing medical records, only the hamster was dead. This lifestyle didn't just wear me down, it shut my body down, and it led to a moment I never expected, colon surgery. And in the stillness before that surgery, I heard a whisper rising from the deepest part of me. I'm not doing this anymore. I will live my life my way, being who I really am, not who I appear to be. Betty Crocker, the one who had a clean home and a place for everything, and everything had its place, and I could multitask like the queen of multitasking, and I made everything look easy. And now as I prepared to become like a newborn again, to eat for the first time, to pass gas, to go to the bathroom, I realized I was being given a sacred restart, a total rebirth of my soul's journey. And I took it. I said yes. And that day, I left behind the identity of the workhorse, the one dragging a plow through the same worn rut. I wasn't lazy. I was carrying generations of survival. And when I finally recognized that the pain in my body was a legacy, not a flaw, everything began to change. There was illumination. I illuminated. It wasn't just exhaustion. It was chemistry, passed through the bloodline, womb to womb, lineage to lineage. And that moment gave me sacred sight, the permission I never had to lay the burden down. I am the wind-honoring soul, powerful and graceful and wise, running free in my sacred remembering, like a beautiful horse galloping through the field of remembrance. I just love horses for their freedom. And I've done what so few ever choose to do. I alchemized my grief into sovereignty. I have looked the ache in the eye, honored it, thanked it, and then released it with grace, humor, and sovereignty. You were a blessing. That's the frequency of liberation. I no longer carry the grief of being unloved. I have composted it into clarity. I now see what I once called love for what it was, a mirror of men who had not yet met themselves fully. And I was the nurturer, the maker of meals, the multitasker of it all. I tried to love them into wholeness. That's the struggle. That was never my job. 13 years ago, I said, no more of that and more to living my life. And 10 years ago, I turned toward myself. And since then, I have chosen over and over to love myself first. Not as a backup plan, but as a blueprint. The grief is softened. It no longer claws at my chest. It now became a sacred teacher in my bones. And I laugh gently and say, get ready for this. I ought to send your mother a bouquet of flowers, and please accept this fruit basket of a memento of my farewell. Because humor is healing. Because grief doesn't mean bitterness. Bitterness is my not self-emotion. And really, it's my teacher too, because if I feel bitterness, I'm not where I belong. And truth doesn't need to be sharp. It can be soft and still cut through illusion. It truly is a blessing, especially when you can name it. And now, I carry what isn't mine only long enough to lay it down. When I illuminate it and see my energy for what it really is, I get that sacred sight. My grief ended with me, and what remains are ancestral imprints. My mother's abandonment, my grandmother's silence, their longing tucked into joints, hips, wombs, and shoulders. I do not mistake this for mine. I name it, I feel it, I love it, and I set it free. I am the vessel that turns hidden pain into open possibility. I do not bypass their story. I illuminate it, and I give it purpose. I understand that we are all products of our own environment, and we all came from a place that had struggle and pain. And I honor the fact that my ancestors, at least 2 generations that I can think of going back, had to deal with war and the crashing of the stock market, and they did have lack and scarcity, and they did have abandonment by people who loved them, with parents serving in the war, and the stories and energies that came of it, and the pain. So I illuminate it. But I no longer grieve any love that left. I bless it. Because now I no longer long for love. I make space for sacred partnership with myself and with my family. And I honor it. I invite you to anchor in this mantra. This grief ends with me. I return what is not mine. I receive only what is sacred and true. You may have already noticed the healing frequency, yet again, of 963 hertz that's been playing softly in the background throughout this episode. Invoke the quantum collective healing path as you immerse in this frequency transmission. This sound vibrates directly with your crown energy center, your pineal gland, the piezoelectric energy that we have stored in our brain, in our mind, that's supporting higher mind clarity and divine remembrance, inviting you to remember truths your great-grandmother's nervous system never got to speak. Hear the pings of that knowing enter into you as a vibration and a truth. Let it open your mind. Let it remind you that you are connected to something greater, and it's time to let your own truth be heard. I invite you to continue listening to this frequency during the week as you integrate today's message. And you can find 2 of my favorite 963 hertz sound healing tracks right on YouTube. I'm going to list them in the show notes. Let this frequency be your backdrop to open and receive and remember all parts of yourself, including your lineage. I invite us now to activate together our body's wisdom through an acupressure ritual for calming and opening the mind. It's called Bladder 10 on the back of our neck, also known as the celestial pillar. Soothe an anxious mind and to create space for the truth to emerge. This is the essence of shadow work, of ancestral healing, of the hidden self-shaped by rejection, abandonment, failure, and fear. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's a forgotten companion. When the energy intensifies, the shadow steps forward to ask for your attention, your honesty, and your love. I invite you to locate Bladder 10 and allow yourself to feel the small indentation at the base of your skull on either side of the spine, just where the head meets your neck, right at the bottom of the base of your skull. Gently rest your thumbs or your fingertips there, taking your index and middle finger of either hand, or just your thumbs, as though you're honoring an old wise friend. Allow your breath to rise. As you breathe in with your thumb or your index and middle finger over this point, begin a slow circular motion, or gently press upwards towards the base of your skull, towards the top of your head, and back down towards your neck in a very small push-pull motion. Let's do this with both hands simultaneously. You can go in the same direction, or you can go in reverse directions from each other. Simply let's do this for about 30 to 60 seconds. And as you do this, I invite you to focus on your breath. Breathe in, slow and deep, into your heart space for a count of 4. Feel the air move through your abdomen into your chest and full the top at your heart space. And exhale for a count of 4, releasing any mental chatter or tension or tightness in your head or neck to soften. As you continue this motion, I'd like to guide us into meditation of the heavenly pillar for our ancestral connection. Take a deep breath in, feeling your chest rise, and slowly exhale, letting your neck and your shoulders relax even just a little bit more. Allow your breath to breathe you as you listen to my voice. If you can safely close your eyes, do so. Continue the motion, stimulating the points on the back of your neck. Visualize you are stimulating a warm golden light radiating from the heavenly pillar into these celestial points under your fingers, flowing gently down your neck and into your shoulders. As you breathe in, imagine this golden light being triggered by your own hands, filling your mind with clarity and calm. And as you exhale, release any tension and any heaviness or mental fog. Visualize this golden light flowing down through the crown of your head, flowing down into your heart, and radiating light outward, filling your entire body to all of your inside edges, expansive and full, shimmering golden light filling up the inside dimensions of your body, your entire human vessel. You are this golden light body. This is your light. Allow it to hold you in its bubble. With each breath and each stimulation of the points on the heavenly pillar on the back of your neck, feel your head becoming lighter and your thoughts slowing down. Allow your neck and shoulders to soften even more. And notice a sense of calm spreading through your entire body. I will give you a few more moments in silence to just take in this shimmering light. Now let's take one final deep breath in together. And as you exhale, smile softly, knowing you've brought celestial balance and relaxation to your mind, your heart, and your precious spirit. When you're ready, Gently release the pressure on Heavenly Pillar and brush your fingertips gently over the points to close the energy. Say thank you to your ancestors for showing up and sharing their love and their pain and their distortions while you took it and released it as your own mental fog or tension or stress. Open your eyes, feeling refreshed and clear. This meditation offers grounding and clarity. It releases tension, and it's perfect anytime, anywhere for a quick reset. While Bladder 10 offers practical physical benefits such as releasing neck tension and soothing headaches, its essence lies in something far greater. It truly serves as a divine doorway to your higher self, a sacred point where the mundane meets the mystical. And when you stimulate Heavenly Pillar, you align with the natural flow of the energy in the universe, harmonizing your body, your mind, and spirit to all that is. And you traverse your family's lineal timeline, backwards and forwards, in one continuous momentum. I truly hope you can feel this divine connection after the completion of this practice. Heavenly Pillar is more than an acupressure point. It's an opportunity to pause, reconnect, and honor the intricate dance of energies that make up your being, that is the light body, that is the essence and the energy of beautiful you. By incorporating this practice into your self-care routine, you're not just relieving physical discomfort, you're nurturing your connection to something deeper and more profound. Oneness with your entire lineage and with all things. You're connecting with each other, to your loved ones, and to me. Make the time and create this sacred space. Heal yourself. For our visual learners, download the Bladder 10 Heavenly Pillar PDF ritual guide in my blog. The note will be in the show notes. As you do this practice, I invite you to anoint your body with the essential oil of frankincense. Frankincense is a resin that comes from the base of a tree in Oman. It is beautiful for remembrance and grounding. It is very transcendent, and it opens a sacred container for ancestral stories to be supported and held, nurtured, and strengthened without shame. Allow yourself to anoint with frankincense. You might place a drop simply in your hands and bring it up to your nose, and just inhale the essence of this sacred oil. You might place a drop behind your ears and maybe even a point over your third eye. Put a drop at the base of your throat to support your voice and things that want to be heard. Each placement is a blessing of remembrance. So inhale it deeply. And sense its almost medicinal-like quality into your mind and your heart. And allow it to remind you, this goes beyond me. This is a lineage calling. Make time, create the space. Heal yourself and your ancestors. We do have the power to heal 7 generations before us, and we also have the power to recreate and shape the 7 generations to come. Let this be a sacred purpose. Today's tea blend invites gentle surrender and mental clarity, creating a soft space for buried truths to surface. Our herbal tea ritual today consists of Tulsi, which is sacred holy basil, and lemon balm, as well as lavender for nervous system receptivity. Today's gentle blend creates soft space for buried truths to surface. To prepare your tea, I invite you to try 1 tablespoon of dried Tulsi leaves to a cup of hot water or a tea ball, and add to that 1 teaspoon of dried lemon balm leaves and 1/2 teaspoon of dried lavender buds. Allow this to steep for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then you can strain the tea or take out the tea ball or tea bag and sweeten this while it's warm with some organic honey. As you sip, notice how Tulsi steadies your mind and reminds you it's safe to let go. Feel the lemon balm soothe any anxious what-ifs, making room for insight. And allow lavender to simply soften the hard edges in your thinking, inviting a gentle, curious presence. And allow it to just let you drop into calm. And ask yourself, what truth has my nervous system been holding back? And listen. Make the time. Create this space. Heal yourself. Create these rituals. Here's a sacred truth. You're in the chrysalis phase now. You've done nothing wrong. You simply inherited chemistry that wasn't yours to hold. And this is your soul contract of healing. To see it, to name it, to liberate it, and to choose something different. It's the illumination into these cracks allows us to fill them with gold. And then we can honor them and be this beautiful broken vessel. Like the art of kintsugi, the Japanese do. When they have a broken cup, they glue it all back together and they put gold in the cracks to honor the breakage and to honor the healing and then putting back together into something stronger, something more beautiful. Many people live their whole lives inside their grandmother's nervous system. Not you. You know how I know? Because you're here with me. And because you're in the chrysalis now. Because your imaginal cells are waking up and you're preparing to reemerge with sacred sight. You are finally becoming the beginning of something new to satisfy the unmet needs that have been whispering through your symptoms. Space to feel, time to rest, and permission to lay the burdens down and to transform. This is a gap. Space to feel, time to rest, and permission to transform. I invite you with so much love, please create the time and make the space. You can heal yourself. I invite you to recite this sacred truth. Even if I don't yet understand the grief, the fear, the silence I carry, I honor that it lives in me, and I choose to break the spell. Make the time, create your sacred space, and revel in the healing of yourself. This was episode 32 of the Soul Contract of Healing, a journey through energetic distortions and ancestral truths miniseries. In our next episode, episode 33, we continue unraveling deepest layers of your inherited energy, exploring the silent agreements, spiritual residues, and the distorted imprints that shape how you feel in your body today. There are 7 full transmission episodes in this series, episode 31 through 37, and then we'll close with a sacred completion cycle in episode 38. Make sure you subscribe, and if this episode moved you, please share it with a sister, a mother, a grandmother, a daughter, a friend, someone who needs it. Embody the quantum collective healing path, which is really rising together in resonance. We are in a spiritual relay now. Your awakening fuels another. Your courage to face your wounds gives another soul permission to feel their own, to look at them differently and to honor them. And not be a victim, be a vessel of alchemy. Every time you choose your soul over your story, you become a living node in the planetary energy grid, a beacon, a pulse, a transmitter of light codes. Oh, I got goosebumps as I say that, all over my body. This isn't just illumination, it's activation. And I'm being activated every time I project this forward, and I invite you to allow this illumination to be yours too. As you stand at the edge of a personal rebirth, you're helping collapse old karmic holds and rewrite the future, one collective heartbeat at a time. Lean into that sacred crack at the nape of your neck and feel the space around it becoming luminous. Bladder 10, the heavenly pillar. as you open to these flashes of insight and the connection to all that is, your creator, to the angels, to this sacred quantum field of energy where everything begins and ends, you reconnect not only with the wisdom that's always been within you, but with the ancestral lineage that courses through your veins. Trust that in this moment, your mind is unfolding and revealing the hidden pathways your foremothers first walked, and revealing new pathways back to your true self and healing them in your own vessel. Please make the time. Please create the space. And please continue along with me as we heal ourselves. What unspoken story in your lineage is still echoing through your body today? And how might listening to that story change the way you move forward? If you've ever sensed the weight of your ancestry in every ache, fatigue, or doubt, this reflection is for you. Thank you, beloved soul, for joining me today. It means so much that you share in this transmission and this life-changing ability that we have to live more fully. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform and leave me a 5-star review if this work is resonating. It really is the way that we reach more people. As always, I always have a free gift for you. The link will be in the show notes. If you haven't already done so, pertinent to this miniseries, please take the quick frequency self-care and self-check, a 5-question introspective quiz to discover which frequency of your ancestors is in your body right now and what it's calling you to lean into. The link is in the show notes, and with your quiz results, you'll receive an email along with PDFs and the accompanying ritual guides to illuminate your results. The link is in the show notes, where you can find it on my website at healingtouchnaturalessentials.com. Continue to prepare your space and energy for our journey together as we move forward into episode 33. I invite you to come back and listen to the guided meditation to support this episode. It will be released in the next few days, maybe even tomorrow. Until next time, remember, your body is not broken. Your symptoms are not a flaw. They are the sacred code of illumination of your becoming healed. Look inward and love them in a deeper way with overflowing compassion, and ask them what they are trying to tell you. Before you go, remember to hit the follow button so you never miss an episode, and be sure to follow my blog for visuals of all the acupressure PDFs to enhance your learning. I'm Marci Lubore, and I'll meet you here next time on Natural Healing at Your Fingertips.